Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toku Portal Podcast. I'm Ryan. With me is.
Decade. And today we're talking about Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger episode 13. So the three knights are watching the news. Ui's dad tells them about the female prime minister. And then Ui shows them pictures on the web of the prime minister in different historic eras. She's rumored to be a
I mean, that's not like. That's not even like an unbelievable thing, too, because we look at pictures of people on the internet and go, they're an immortal. Look up a picture
yeah,
of
it's
Abraham Lincoln and put it next to a picture of Bill Nye.
yeah, there are some interesting mashups like that, or old paintings. But anyways, we cut to the Prime Minister in the hospital, and the brothers visit. But tells Toa she's a former member of the Ryusoulger, and she gets out of bed, excited to see Bamba-chan again.
I have a problem with this. This establishes familiarity between them, right? This is as far as it goes.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they are super old, so maybe they knew each other for a few years, but that was before she left.
But like, there's not even there. Like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't. It establishes familiarity. Like, oh hey, they knew each other before, but I don't even know if like, oh, I guess they were just friends is all. Like, this episode didn't need much more context, background context between them, but it's just weird to me that she looks so excited to see him, and then that's all we get on that.
As like a
Yeah.
young kid, and then it's kind of that thing where like your relatives that you haven't seen in forever are excited to see how much you've grown. But yeah, it was pretty vague. So the Troodon's new base is an underground parking lot after they got attacked in the forest by the brothers. The Minosaur of the week has a beam attack that makes its victims brutally honest, and of course Waizuru isn't amused by Creon's thoughts. Pretty funny, but they don't really show up again. So the Prime Minister tells the brothers how she left the tribe to live a normal life, but that was 300 years ago. She asks the brothers to defeat the Minosaur that was created from her own emotions, not from Creon's.
Uh, so
Master.
hold on a second. Uh, okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my thing bugged out on me for a bit, so you cut out a little bit for me. Um, you were talking about how she birthed a Minosaur.
Yes, but she only wants the brothers to defeat it after it becomes complete. She wants to, and if they comply, she'll tell them about their master, which is kind of confusing if you think about it. But I guess before she dies, she'll tell them.
Yeah, it's interesting that the implication here is that her Minosaur didn't come from Creon, uh, because the two Druidons don't act like they made that monster. In fact, they seem surprised that it even exists. So, what this is doing here is this is kind of establishing more of a connection between the Ryu soldiers and the Druidons. Like, there might be a question here of where did the Druidons come from?
I see what you're hinting at, but that could be interesting
Like,
if they ever go that route.
what? Where did the Jordans come from? Why are the Ryusoul tribe like specifically devoted to combating against them?
Yeah, we'll see if they get into that. I mean, they did get into the angle eventually, so we'll see. Um, so Bomba is against her deal. They find the Minosaur, you still change an attack, but it's able to read their attacks. Apparently, the Prime Minister was a fortune teller at some point, so it's inherited that ability.
Well,
Uh,
I need to just step away for a moment. Just keep going on, Decade. I know what's happening.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, of course, the two brothers can't handle the Minosaur on their own, and what makes it even worse is that Green doesn't want to defeat it. He wants to learn about their master. So it escapes, and Bomba scolds him, and kind of ruthlessly says they'll just force her to tell them about their master after they defeat it. Good old Bomba. Has such a way with the ladies. And then we get a really interesting scene. The Prime Minister gets a visitor. This time, it's Guy Sorg.
So, first of all, uh, I like the foreshadowing that, like, oh hey, Towa is actually like doubtful about defeating the Minosaur and like wanting to know what happened to their master. And using the Minosaur's ability to make him say it is a great use of the Monster of the Week. Uh, having the monster actually like affect the growth, like the relationships between the characters like that. Uh, Now, as for Guy Sorg, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Yeah, Guy Sorg shows up in her hospital room. There's some banter there. She kind of references that he used to be a hero at some point, and then she leaves her room with 2 flowers. But Guy Sorg, of course, doesn't attack her.
Who is Guy Sorg? Like, so Psycho Battle lets to believe that Guy Sorg is just a living suit of armor, looking for meaning in battle. And anyone could wear it, meaning there's no one underneath that armor. But here, this is such a distinctly different Guy Sorg that you have to wonder either someone is wearing that armor or there's more to the actual cursed armor than we were being given credit for.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. And we did see someone at the end of Psycho Battle pick up the helm. So maybe someone from the Ryusoul tribe just decided to be evil and put on the armor. Who knows?
It's starting
And
to feel
it's
like
even more interesting after watching the trailer for next week.
right. It's kind of feeling like I think Juzo from Shinkenger. The roaming swordsman who just wanted to like keep challenging like strong swordsmen.
Yeah, definitely got those vibes in Psycho Battle. So the brothers brief the other rangers and Ui, and Bomba leaves. Prime Minister is visiting this old unconscious man who's in the hospital, and it's safe to assume this was her most recent love. And she tells Bomba that she's just tired of outliving the guy she falls.
Say what you will about this show, but the dark undertones in almost every episode are great.
Yeah.
Like Vash and I were talking about this. Our problem is that the show gets a bit too childish at times. Like it's fine because you want to entertain the kids first and foremost. But when you're giving us material like this, take yourself a bit more seriously, please. You don't
Yeah,
have to be Shinkenger, just be a bit more serious.
yeah. It's just the back and forth that gets kind of crazy. But yeah, this has had some pretty decent writing in terms of stuff like this. Uh, so the other Rangers fight the Minosaur, but of course
Oh, great. Okay, can you hear me?
yes,
Alright, my computer is bugging out tonight. Sorry, folks. So, Decade, it cut you off at when you were starting to talk about the other Ryu soldiers trying to fight the monster and it was reading their mind.
yeah. It reads their attacks, but then it blasts Asuna with the truth beam, and she trash talks Melto.
Pretty
Yeah,
harshly, too.
poor Melto.
Like, dude is just a sandbag.
Yeah, but this was good because in that Melto episode, it was really more about him and Ko working together better. So now we kind of
Right.
address these two.
Yeah, now we address, like, how Asuna fits in.
So that's good. But yeah, poor Melto. So the Prime Minister wants to finally die with the one she loves, but Bumble reminds her of her duty as a Ryusoul tribe member and basically says that death is a coward's way out.
Goes more than that, though. Uh, when he calls her out for, like, her duty to protect the people and such, uh, at surface level, it's mostly just like, hey, you have a job to do. But there's also this implication of like, think about how your actions affect others. If you just let yourself die, think about how that'll impact those of us that are still alive.
Yeah, in the notes, it kind of made me think like, is there something going on in Japan? Like,
I don't know.
literally,
This
these
is
art
this
have
is
been
like
slowing
the
down.
third or fourth time this show we've had to address suicide.
Yeah, or just giving up on life in general. Yeah, what's going on, Japan?
Do you need a hug, Japan?
Yeah. Uh, who knows? But Red calls Dinamigo and Dime Volcano to what I would say is the best moment of this episode. They get hit by the truth beams. Tiramigo tells them that he doesn't like Dime Volcano's quizzes, but Dime Volcano tells him that he actually likes Tiramigo and he's just asking quizzes to make conversation. And then
God
Tiramigo
damn!
apologizes and tells him that he doesn't dislike him that much. Oh man. And of course, Dime Volcano starts crying.
Alright, fine. I'll cry too.
Yeah, that was great.
Ah.
And then they
This is a
got
more satisfying resolution to that two-parter as well.
definitely. And then they got Tai from Kishiryu Dime Volcano. And of course, Pink tries to help, fails, but successfully distracts the Minosaur, and they defeat. So the brothers return to the hospital, but the Prime Minister has disappeared. Asuna is angrily eating snacks, and Melto is just dejected, staring at the wall.
So, uh, I do want to mention like how Asuna tripping over her own feet and messing up the attack, but it still works anyways, is a great callback to her own episode where she just clumsily trips over herself into victory. Like,
Yes. It's the definition of dumb luck.
uh,
So we'll probably see that. But Asuna finally apologizes, even though she's really embarrassed, which is pretty well acted for everyone.
that's true courage right there. Being able to say what's on your mind, even though you're afraid of how it'll be perceived.
Yeah.
Also, non-stop with the food with her. Because at the beginning of the episode, too, like, when they were watching TV, Ko went to reach into her bag of chips and she actively pulled it away from him.
She must burn a lot of calories with her monstrous drink. So yeah, then it comes back to the brothers. Bamba tells Toa not to look for the Prime Minister. Bamba believes that their master left them for a reason, and that they'll meet again. And we do get a cut of Prime Minister just walking away, looking kind of determined. So maybe we'll see her again. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe she'll give him a power up or something later down the line.
Do you think this show is bold enough for Gaisork to not be their missing master? Because
bold enough or not?
You're right. They perfectly set it up for him to be like their master that they're looking for. So I'm wondering if this show is bold enough to have it not be him.
That is. It's a good question. It could.
Then again,
other than aesthetics, it could be another Wolzard situation.
Right. But also, I think that like Gaisork being their master, who like doesn't know what to do himself anymore, would make a good enough story that I am interested in seeing that. I'm just wondering like if they're trying to like actually suggest that, or if I'm reading too deeply into it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, could go either way. And yeah, trailer for next episode. Interesting.
So they actually released some information about that character that I will tell you after the podcast if you are interested in knowing. But yeah, it's gonna be a good episode.
Yep.
So thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. Sorry for the couple of hiccups on my end. I don't know, like as far as I know, I wasn't receiving any volume, so I don't think OBS was. So if I've made Decade repeat himself for no reason, my apologies. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with Kamen Rider Zio. See you next time.
Yep. Thanks for listening.